Hey guys, I'm back for another video, and welcome to another Hypixel SkyBlock tutorial. And today, first of all, it's been a while since I've done one of these. And today, we're going to be talking about minions. So, in my opinion, minions are one of the most important things to focus on in SkyBlock because they work autonomously. They don't require active effort when grinding. And as someone that's made, I would say, I don't know, 8 profiles at this point, in every single one of them, they've been useful, except for the speedrun profile because, yeah. Anyway, the goal in today's video is to teach you guys how to most effectively take advantage of the minion system and how to avoid a lot of shortcomings that I went through when learning all the tips and tricks that I'm about to share with you guys now. Before we get into that, you should consider getting the ThirtyVirus Badline Cloak. As you can see right here, by my weird camera angles, it is the matrix on your back. Look at that beautiful thing. Anyways, you can get it in the description or with the link in the pinned comment. Well, anyways, let's get right into it. So before we even get to the tips themselves, I want to explain some of the questions that you need to ask yourself when considering which minions to put down, which order, whatever. And the first question is, how quickly does a minion fill up? Some minions are worthless when placed down because the storage fills up too quickly and you can't continuously collect it in time and you just lose efficiency. Obviously, when you just start out the game, you can't get super compactors for every single minion. You know, you're stuck with regular compactors, which limits you a lot. So something like a zombie minion or a skeleton minion will be pretty useless because they will fill up almost immediately, like within like an hour, and then you'll have to come back every single hour to empty it. And then of course, when you go to bed at night, that's 8 hours of productivity lost, and it's just not worth it. So that's the first question that you have to consider. And the second one is that minion even worth placing at all? Because it turns out some minions are worthless. I mean, they're only useful for unique minion counts, which give you more minion slots. You actually don't need to place them down at all. And that's because manual grinding, for example, farming or buying materials from the bazaar, is actually much more time and coin efficient. Also, another thing to consider is that some minions are more coin efficient than others. For some, it's just faster to buy the drops for one minion by selling the drops of another minion, because you'll simply get more value out of one type over another. And finally, the third question is, what grinds should you focus on to optimize minions? So again, which minion crafts can you do by farming manually, or which grinds should you leave for the minions themselves? With those questions out of the way, let's define the different categories of minion. So the first category of minion is the easy to level up with manual farming or buying from bazaar / NPC, but terrible to place down category of minion. That's a long name, so we're just going to shorten it to the manual farming minions. So don't place these down ever. Don't bother. Just farm manually. So the first and most obvious example is all the wood minions, all the crop farming minions, mushroom, netherwort, wheat, carrot, potato, pumpkin, and melon. Another one is cobblestone because of devices like this one right here. And then there's ice and sand. Believe it or not, gravel. Now, I have a gravel minion down right now, but this is because I am very, I would say very far into the mid game and just need a lot of flint. And this is a profile where I can't buy from bazaar. So for me, it's an exception, but for like most of you, you never need to place this guy down. As well as, of course, Enderman. The second category of minion is the worth placing immediately with compactors and medium storage category. This includes coal, redstone, lapis, glowstone, iron, gold, emerald, and if you're desperate for unique minions, slime. So these are worth placing immediately. I categorize them as the mining minions pretty much, and slime's, you know, its own little thing, but still counts. Mining minions are great because, you know, compactors are extremely cheap, medium storage is extremely cheap, and they fill up fairly slowly because of the compactor, even with diamond spreading. So these are a great option for those just starting out. At the end of this little categorization thing, we're going to describe the full minion guide. So I'll explain more on that. So that leaves the final category, which is the don't bother placing without a super compactor, aka save for last category. This goes for the fish minion, which in addition to needing a super compactor, you also need a large storage because these guys have all sorts of different drops. So you're best off with a large storage. Clay and snow, especially snow. If you're not using a super compactor, you're gonna have a bad time. Also, large storages help a lot if you want to, you know, let a minion go for 2 days without collecting. End stone is another one that you basically, it's a prerequisite to get a super compactor before you even bother placing it. And in addition to that, all hostile and passive mob minions, except for Blaze and Ghast, because they're actually extremely slow. You don't need a compactor or a super compactor for either of those. They fill up so slowly with a medium storage that you could just leave them for 2 days and you'll be fine. And, you know, slime because of the compactor, I guess. With all of that out of the way, let's get into the complete guide for using minions in Hypixel SkyBlock. So before you even place a minion, you should head over to the community center. Once you go to Elizabeth, which I know looks like me because Nick hider, but just ignore that. You head over to the account and profile upgrades section, and the first thing or second thing you're gonna see is minion slots. All these upgrades are free, so immediately start the first minion slots upgrade, and if you want, you can get gems, speed up the upgrade process, immediately go to the next one and the next one and the next one, but you know, that is optional. There are a maximum of 5 minion slots just from this. So if you press tab as well, you can see your upgrades at the bottom there. Make sure you always have one going if you have one available. Also, there are account-wide upgrades. For example, I have Magic Find going right now. But yeah, you want to have a minion slot upgrade going at all times until you have all 5 of those unlocked through the community center. So that's the first thing, and it's the easiest thing because you literally just have to click a few buttons. So another thing, once you've done that, is to come back to your island. You actually start out, I think it's with 5 minion slots, and you want to place as many mining minions as you can. For example, coal. Coal is extremely easy to get because you don't even need to go to the deep caverns for him. Same goes for iron, same goes for gold. Place these guys immediately. And if you are able to go to the deep caverns, I would also suggest lapis, especially redstone. I would suggest even 2 redstone because accessory bag sizes are very helpful. Diamond and emerald. These 2 are extremely slow. You don't even have to worry about them filling up without a storage, to be honest, as long as you have a compactor. So that brings up a good point. One of the first things that you want to do before you really go crazy with minions is obviously use up all the minion slots you have. Place all the minions because you have some grinding to do first. What you need to do is unlock the bazaar, which requires, I think it's tier 7 in mining, farming, and foraging. Getting mining to level 7 is really simple. Just get yourself craft yourself a diamond pick by going to the deep caverns. You don't need a lot of these enchantments. As long as you got efficiency and telekinesis, you should be fine getting yourself to mining 7 really quickly. Farming 7 is also extremely easy. All you need to do is head over to the farm merchant, purchase a rookie hoe, put harvesting 5 on it if you can by enchanting. But if you can't do that, I guess technically you don't need harvesting 5, but it speeds things up a lot. At least telekinesis. And then what you could do is through the hub selector, I'm pretty sure if you have a rank, you can do this. Go into a lobby that's relatively empty. Head over to some of these wheat patches over here. Get your farming level up by farming everything here. All the different wheat patches, they're all over the place, you know. That's already 3, 4, 5, 6. And then once you're through with all the wheat, you can actually go all the way over here. And in here, there are caves, which will have carrots in them. Then you could farm some carrots the same way. Much less patches in here, but you know, carrots are still helpful for collections and upgrading minions as well. So this is a helpful thing to do. But yeah, get your farming up to level 7 this way. All you need is a telekinesis rookie hoe. Also, there are some potatoes in the middle here. All over the place, actually. There's potato, there's some nether wart, some wheat, This new hub actually has a lot more farms than the old one does. Yeah, that's really easy as well. It's probably, I would say, easier than mining. And then finally, you have to get foraging to level 7. Now, this one's going to be a little difficult, so just get some coins, and then you need to head over to the mine merchant. Buy yourself 3 gold ingots. I've already bought all the gold I can for today, but buy 3 gold ingots, get 2 sticks, craft yourself a golden axe. Try and get it with efficiency 5, either through an enchant table or collecting enough redstone to afford the efficiency enchant, or alternatively, you can try and buy an efficiency book from the auction house, which is very much possible. Once you have efficiency 5 on a golden axe, this is very specific. It has to be efficiency 5, not 4, and it has to be a golden axe, not a diamond axe. You'll see why. Get telekinesis on that bad boy, and then you need to unlock the collection, what is it, coal 3, which is only 250 coal, and you will unlock the Haste Potion. Once you have Haste, you need to go and grab yourself 1 enchanted glowstone, which means you have to get to combat 5. It's really easy to get to combat 5. I would suggest the fastest way to do that is to go over here to the weaponsmith, grab yourself an undead sword, enchant it with smite 5 if possible, and then get telekinesis on it. Go crazy killing things in the deep caverns, whether it be lapis zombies, if you can survive. Also, one thing I forgot to mention, the armor smith sells growth for, oh no, it's growth 1 diamond armor, which is pretty good for beginning, obviously. So once you go to the deep caverns, you can go and fight. I would suggest the pigmen in the redstone section. They give the most combat XP for the amount you can kill. And anyway, once you get combat 5, you need to head to the blazing fortress. And once you're there, obviously, all you got to do is collect enough glowstone, preferably for the recipe for enchanted glowstone. And then the enchanted redstone, I guess you can get from the area with the pigmen. Anyway, once you get enchanted glowstone, enchanted redstone, you head back to your island, place down a brewing stand, which you can buy from the alchemist in the hub. Boom, boom, and boom. Obviously buy a nether wart from the alchemist as well. You can also buy glass bottles from her, fill them with water. Boom, boom, boom. Nether wart in there. You know how brewing works in Minecraft. Then you throw in your coal, your enchanted glowstone dust, enchanted redstone dust, and in the end, you should get Haste 3 potions. So now you have an efficiency 5, telekinesis 1 golden axe. Don't worry about replenish. You don't need that. And Haste 3. So you drink the Haste 3 potion, and then you head out to start with right here, right in the hub. And as you can see, you can instant chop logs. Now, this is an important concept in SkyBlock. First of all, this is going to get you to foraging 7 in no time at all. You will get this within probably 5 minutes. But there are more uses for this than just unlocking the bazaar. So this is useful to get the collections required for all the different wood minions in the game extremely quickly. And with oak specifically, you actually want to keep on doing this process that I'm showing here, especially the big old chunks of wood right here. You do this for long enough until you've unlocked the recipe for the medium storage, which is 5,000 logs. Now that sounds like a lot, but with Haste 3 efficiency 5 golden axe, that is less than a half an hour. This is what I would suggest. You get the medium storage recipe, and then once you're done with that, you're able to use the bazaar because you have tier 7 and the 3 required skills. So now that you've done that, you can actually go ahead and collect enough wood to get every single foraging minion to, I would say, about tier 6, which requires 16 enchanted wood of each type for the latest level, 8 for the level before that, 8 stacks of regular wood before that, so on, so forth. At the start of the game, you're not going to have that much money, so you do have to manually grind at least the first 6 upgrades, but 6 minions, 6 upgrades, that's immediately 36 unique minions. That is a ton, and it should get you a few minion slots. So once you head over to the park, you should be able to do the same thing with oak, birch. And then as you progress in foraging level, it'll let you jump up these pads here. Spruce, dark oak, acacia, and finally, jungle. Now, jungle is actually quite helpful because I would suggest actually going up to jungle as soon as possible once your foraging level is high enough, because if you unlock the jungle axe recipe, which is right here, 5,000 jungle wood. Now, again, it sounds like a lot, but with haste, it's really not that bad. Now, this is useful because if you get this guy to efficiency 5 and telekinesis 1 with the haste 3, then what you could do is you can pair them together. Now, I have a tree capitator, which is an upgraded jungle axe. Let's just act like it's a jungle axe. So let's say I'm going nuts mining the wood piles, right? And then I pass by a tree. I go boop, and then I go and mine another wood pile. And it gives me more efficiency because I can technically be farming 2 trees at once. I think that's a good way. And, you know, the jungle axe and the tree cap have a cooldown, so it is helpful to dual wield the axes and swap between them constantly because you just get wood faster that way. So anyway, back to minions, right? So you've gotten, theoretically speaking, all of your wood minions to tier 6. Now you need to head back to the oak area, and you want to collect enough oak wood to get a medium storage for every minion that you have so far. Now, if I'm going to guess, you probably at this point are going to have like, what, 8 minion slots? So you give a medium storage to every minion that you've already placed on your island up until this point, plus the minions that you just unlock the slots for. And again, once you have those 3 extra minion slots, fill it with more mining minions. Do not place a wood minion. They are useless. Again, I would suggest redstone. Lapis is really good for XP. Lapis is good for, well, haste books, efficiency. Or no, efficiency books, not haste books. Minion slots. Coal is... Actually, yeah, I would suggest a lot of coal as well, and you'll see why in a bit. So anyway, yeah, make sure all your minion slots are in use, obviously, and then get the medium storage for them all. And then it's time for the next step. So after you've given everybody a medium storage, here's what you do. So you go back to the mine merchant, you buy 3 more gold, and instead of crafting an axe, now you craft a pickaxe. Now I have a stonk with efficiency 6 on it, but you can get an efficiency 5 golden axe with your haste 3, and you will be able to achieve the same thing. So if we head over into the caves here, as you can see, I can instant mine stone. And this is super important because this is how you're going to get the compactor recipe. So we go here. Compactor requires 2.5k cobblestone, even easier than the foraging. And as you can see, compactor requires 7 enchanted cobble and an enchanted redstone. Now, if you did the thing with the haste potions, you should already have the recipe for enchanted redstone, and you should also have access to the bazaar. If you have access to the bazaar, you could circumvent this entire step actually by just going to the bazaar and purchasing compactors. The only thing about that is that they do cost coins. If I go in bazaar and I go to compactor, each one costs roughly 5,000 coins. And I would suggest getting the coins by just hopping lobbies, gathering wheat, selling the wheat, then boom, you can afford compactors for all your minions. So if you've been doing everything according to plan, you should have every minion on your island with a medium storage and a compactor. All right, the next step is very easy. Now, what you do is if you go back to Bazaar, you'll notice that there is the mining section. We go to coal, enchanted charcoal, buy instantly, and a stack is 143,000 coins, but you don't need a stack. If you buy them one at a time, they're 2,200 coins, very cheap. Buy as much enchanted charcoal as you can afford and give it to every single one of your minions. It is by far the best early game fuel source. I would ignore every other fuel source in the game. No enchanted bread, no regular coal, no enchanted coal. If we go into enchanted charcoal, it gives a 20% boost in speed to your minion for 36 hours. That is vital. You know, and if you only have 8 minion slots, it's only going to cost you like 16,000 coins. So it's very much worth it. Always keep your minions topped up with enchanted charcoal. Now, again, this is my hardcore profile, so I can't use Bazaar in the AH, but I do recognize how powerful they are, which is why, you know, I'm not doing the methods that I said, but they are recommended nonetheless. But anyway, yeah, never use any other fuel other than enchanted charcoal, enchanted lava buckets, and never use solar panels. All the time in chat, people are like, oh, can I just get a solar panel which is cheaper than a lava bucket? Because, you know, if I put a day saver, it's always day, which means I always get the 25% boost. Wrong. It only gives you the boost if you're online, and you're gonna get kicked. You can't AFK on your island all the time, so you're gonna lose efficiency. Get lava buckets. Don't be lazy. But that's really late in the game, so we don't have to worry about that right now. Oh, and one other thing. I would actually say don't bother placing a diamond minion unless you absolutely have to and there's no other minions to place, because you could get diamond spreading and give it to any other minion. If we go to the diamond collection, as you can see, diamond spreading is unlocked at 5,000 collection. So maybe you should place a minion just to get the first 5,000. But as you can see, enchanted diamond spreading, it's extremely cheap. It's only 160 diamonds plus 8 vines, and you get vines through the trades menu for jungle leaves. And if you go to, I think it's jungle collection, you should get the vines trade. There you go, after 500 jungle wood. So you should have that if you got all your wood minions up. So it requires jungle leaves, get some shears, go to the park, mine jungle leaves, craft diamond spreadings, use them in everything. As you can see, all of my coal minions here have diamond spreading. Very important. This guy does not, because flint shovel, so that's an acceptable reason not to use diamond spreading. But anyway, yeah. And same goes for auto smelters with the gold minions. That's another thing. Always put auto smelters on gold and iron minions. You don't want to smell what they make afterwards. It's a waste of time. And pretty sure the compactor wouldn't even work without an auto smelter as well. So after you've done all of that, you've probably spent at least 2 or 3 hours playing Skyblock. You're probably going to want to take a break, go on to the next day. In the following days, you should manually grind for some other minion types while the mining minions are doing their thing. Now, what minions do you grind for manually? Well, first of all, there's gravel. So it turns out, if you go to the spider's den, let's just go back down to the bottom, and you'll notice that the spider's den actually has a little area over here that has gravel. Now, if you grab yourself a flint shovel and you mine this gravel, I think you'll unlock the gravel or flint shovel in gravel collection. But anyways, you can mine gravel this way, preferably in private lobbies, because then every single spot's going to be full of gravel and you'll get tons and tons of it. You can get all the way to the critical potion recipe, which in my opinion is one of the most important aspects of flint collection. So if you go over here, critical potion, 10,000 flint. That is a grind, but it is possible. I would say 4 to 5 private lobbies worth of gravel should be enough to get you to the critical potion recipe. And along the way, obviously, you can use all that flint you've been collecting to upgrade your flint minions. So no need to place one down on your island. Another grind that's fairly easy and does not require you to put a minion down is with cobblestone. So as you can see over here, this is a cobblestone generator. It's fairly simple to make. It just requires, so you make this thing however high this is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blocks tall. You should notice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks of height with the cobble, 6 blocks with the water. So you put the water up here, it flows down into a hole right next to where you're standing. And every single block over here behind this cobblestone has lava, as you can see here. Every single lava needs to be a source. You can't have it flow down or it won't work. So what I would suggest is placing dirt all along this line. Break one row of dirt at a time, place the lava, it'll interact with the water, create the cobblestone. Keep doing that over and over and over again until every spot is full. You should get enough cobblestone to afford yourself either a haste set, which would be really convenient because then you don't need potions. But up until that point, you can still get away with haste 3 with either a stonk, but that's 500k, so that's a lot of money, or, you know, a golden axe. And then with the haste potion, you can go crazy over here. It is an annoying process, but you could do this. And just in case you don't unlock the teleport pad recipe, that's fine. You could just, without the teleport pad, once you hit the end, you can walk backwards. But anyway, yeah, this is a really quick way to get the cobblestone required to upgrade that minion. So again, no need to place it down. Netherwart has its own special process. So if we go fast travel, Blazing Fortress, we grab ourselves the rookie hoe that we made earlier. Again, if you can get harvesting 5, that'd make this process a lot better. You head up here, and then once you get into a new lobby, you can teleport your way over here. If you have an AoE, it's convenient. And then you can do this. You can collect every single netherwart that you can find in the... I'll show you all the spots. I'm going to do my typical run through. This is a really lucky lobby. No one's been here recently doing netherwarts. So this is a great way to unlock the potion bag and of course get the raw materials for the potion affinity talisman ring and artifact, as well as upgrading the netherwort minion for those ever so valuable unique minion crafts. So we'll just get all of these guys. That's not every spot, so let's go up here, make our way towards the other half of the Blazing Fortress castle thing, and you'll see some netherworts there, but for now we're going to start all the way over here. Just run past the blazes, and you'll see another patch right here. Get all of these. Now, sometimes you're going to get a crappy lobby because other people are doing this and there's not going to be any netherworts there. Just keep swapping lobbies until you find this. Oh, there's also a spot that many people miss over here. So we're going to go, and you can see some people actually gathered these recently. There's a downstairs to this room, which almost no one knows about until now, obviously. But yeah, there's more netherworts down here with the blazes. We head up, and then there's one last spot you can go to, and that's over here. And then boom. And then once you've made your circuit around every single spot for netherworts, you can actually go back to where you started down here. Then you go to the warp pad and you hop on over to the spider's den, and then you hop back and you have a new lobby, and you can repeat the process over and over and over again. Mushroom is fairly similar to this process. So if I were to go to the barn, because I don't have a travel scroll for the mushroom desert. But anyway, if you want mushrooms fast, you don't need to place the minion. As always, what you can do is actually go over here to the mushroom desert. You'll notice there's a whole bunch of mushrooms up there. You grab yourself your golden axe. If you have a haste ring, I think that's enough to actually insta-chop these, but I have golden axe with haste 3. And as you can see, just like with trees, you can instant chop the whole thing. Unfortunately, it doesn't work with the tree capitator or the jungle axe, but this is a really quick way to get shrooms. As you can see, you can get your collections up pretty fast. Also, I mean, if you're late enough game, maybe it is worth placing a mushroom minion, but this is a fairly efficient way to do things, as long as you have a good lobby with not a lot of competition going on. As I showed earlier in my method to level up farming quickly, if I go back to spawn, these same patches of wheat and over there carrot can be used to collect wheat and carrot. You don't actually need your own farm on your island. This is a fairly efficient way to get the wheat and carrots required to upgrade your minions. And then finally, if we go back to our island, there are a few crops that I would recommend you make a manual farm for, several of which I'm about to show right here. Well, all of them actually. If you want to level up melon and pumpkin, you're best off making a farm like this one with 2 blocks of melon or pumpkin, 2 blocks of slabs, 2 blocks of melon or pumpkin, 2 blocks of slabs, repeat. Make sure it's well lit, make sure you got water. I did this weird hybrid design where it's like really compact, but there's a water source every 8 blocks in a grid. This is really great for having it rapidly regrow. It is nice to have a potato or carrot farm on your island, but you don't really need the carrots actually because the hub has plenty. Beans, I would not recommend doing too much of this, but I guess you can farm, like put down like maybe 1 layer. Farm like as many beans as you have to get the collection, then buy the rest from Bazaar. Again, netherwort I wouldn't recommend, but because I stream a lot, there's people competing with me for the netherwort while I stream. And then of course, sugarcane farm. 2 sugarcane, 1 slab, 2 sugarcane, 1 slab, of course with water underneath. Sugarcane is very good for farming on your island. Okay, some other minions you can upgrade almost right away actually from the Bazaar is you can buy all the mats to upgrade these minions to tier 11 basically just from the Bazaar right away. And that's ice, sand, ender pearl, more levels of wood because wood's actually really cheap. If we check in here, the prices for wood is like nothing. As you can see, you can easily get all your wood minions to tier 11 with fairly little cost. Again, farming manually for wood is a pain. Past tier 6 I would suggest just buying from Bazaar. And any other minion, really any minion in the game, I would suggest pre-enchanted material stage. You can buy almost all the materials from Bazaar with very little personal cost. So like Endstone minion, for example, you can at least get it to tier 4 using materials you bought from Bazaar. It'll cost you almost nothing. So that's a really great way to get all sorts of unique minions. All you got to do is unlock the recipe first, which takes barely any time at all. So I guess after that, keep on leveling up your mining minions. Make sure that every unique minion, or make sure that every minion slot you get is filled with one of these guys that has the ability to use a compactor, and you give him medium storage, fill every slot with them, upgrade them as you go. I would not suggest going further than tier 7 or 8. I would only suggest going to tier 8 if you need a unique, not because you want more efficiency, but typically level 7 is where you want to stop with minion levels with mining for now. And this is the stage where you continue manually farming for the easy minions and buying materials from Bazaar for the slightly more annoying minions, and then leaving the mining ones to upgrade themselves with their own materials. But at this point, you want to start grinding for super compactors. So either you can use this to grind for the cobblestone manually. I would suggest a personal compactor if you're going to do that, or a sack of sacks with, you know, mining sack. But that, again, this is a very extensive process, but super compactors are expensive. So if you're too poor to afford super compactors, you could mine them, the cobblestone, manually. And if you have redstone minions down, you can get the enchanted redstone block. I mean, since I'm on my hardcore, I can't even buy super compactors. So as you could see this morning, I got enough cobble just for 2 of those. So that was annoying. But you can do that. And as you get more super compactors, slowly replace some of your mining minions with the more annoying ones that I mentioned earlier, like the ones that have mob drops, for example, creeper, zombie, skeleton. Up here is spider, cow. You could do pig or rabbit or any mob minion other than slime. I would say anything that requires a super compactor, just swap them out with the mining one. Oh, and of course, I would say the first one you should do is fish. The first minion you should use a super compactor on is fish, because you get all sorts of collections from it. So then that brings you to the final stage of minions. Once you get about 20 slots, I would say you should convert your island to mostly making money or unlocking a few collections, maybe with 4 or 5 minions, but like the other 15 should be all about making money. So if you don't have super compactors, I guess you can start out with, I don't know what a good minion for money without a super compactor would be, to be honest. So try and get super compactors. If you get super compactors, you can get snow minions. 15 snow minions tier 11 will generate quite a bit of money, and then those remaining 5 slots could be used to unlock collections. If you want, you can use hyper catalyst to get the minion upgrades done and out of the way really quickly, but it will cost you, or not minion upgrades, I meant the collections out of the way. But yeah, once you get past 20 slots, you should focus on just getting money, because then you could use that money to buy materials in the bazaar to further upgrade every other minion in the game. And then I would suggest the last 3 you should even bother going for would be, if I go in here, you want snow minion, try and get snow minions from either trades or the winter event, but don't even bother with the flower minion or revenant or tarantula until save them for last. Just save them for absolute last. Well, there you go. That is my conclusive tutorial on how to do minion slots in Hypixel SkyBlock as efficiently as possible. I would say TLDR, this is just everything you can do to maximize the efficiency of your profile by manually farming for the easy minions to farm that way, and leaving the more difficult grinds for the minions themselves to do. Well, anyway, I guess that's it. And again, if you want to look pretty awesome in your SkyBlock experience, I mean, look at this Badline cloak. This thing's incredible. Yeah, if you want to pick this up, again, the link is in the pinned comment and the description. Well, anyways, I guess that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later.